Today we are going to discuss Program B in Brahmi's Tower of Light series on ancient wisdom secrets. We would like to know from Aaron's today what it means to be possessed.
Yes, Eliska, I'm so very excited today to learn some more of the new ancient wisdom secrets. I don't think possessed people out there know that they are possessed today, so it's going to be exciting.
All believe that they are possessed.
All believe that they are possessed, so it's going to be a very exciting session to help everybody understand more and to learn how we can help you.
Yes, most definitely.
Yes.
If you haven't listened to Program A in the Brahmi's Tower of Light series on ancient wisdom secrets, I would highly suggest that you do, and you will understand the contents of the series more clearly.
My goodness, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to see you.
So awesome, so
glad
awesome.
You are here, and heartily welcome, and to all our viewer friends out there.
Thanks so much.
Heartily welcome to one and all of you, and welcome, as we say at the main house, Rustalaba, which means house where angels dwell. And this part of the yard is Volentalaba. If we analyze it, it means a house where souls can find peace and tranquility. And to all those people who doesn't know Kabos, this is Kabos, or Kobus is his actually name. I refer to him as Kabos. He's my spouse, and I'm very proud of him. I love him very much. And normally he is the guy behind the camera. As from now on, maybe later on, him and Eliska. So,
Hi Nikita and Eliska, and to all our friends outside there that's going to watch this video. It's always a privilege to have you here.
Thanks so much.
We need to go inside and get something cold to drink. It's quite hot today.
yes,
So
yes.
let's go have
Yes,
something
awesome.
cold to drink. I will
Let's
lead the way
go.
for you.
Can't wait.
Hi Nikita,
Hi,
are
Ernst.
we ready?
As ready as always.
Welcome once again to all our friends out there, and welcome to the second short lecture on ancient wisdom secrets, titled Possession. To the new friends watching this program for the first time, welcome to all of you. Please help us to help others by pressing the like, share and subscribe buttons, as well as the little bell icon, to help us reach other people to share this ancient wisdom secrets with, and for you to be notified for more upcoming programs like this one.
Ernst, I think our friends out there have all heard and maybe witnessed a possessed person. Either in reality or in movies. I don't think they know that possession is a very serious problem for about 95% of all Western people. So what have you learned about possession, and how can we help them if they are possessed?
Nikita, you are very correct in what you are saying. Let me explain possession and share a few ancient wisdom secrets with you and with all our friends out there. If you put the word possession in a search engine like Google or whatever, you will most probably find a dozen different definitions of what different people think possession is all about. Now, yeah, the movie industry has dozens of movies on possession as well as on exorcisms.
They are.
Now, Christians are generally not very fond of this kind of movies. Why not? Because in these movies, the possessed persons usually die during the exorcism. Now, these movies are most of the time based on a true story, and that is why people are so afraid to watch these movies. Now, this impression that possessed people can die during an exorcism frightens people even more. I'm sure I will also be frightened if I didn't know what I know. So in movies and or books on possession, the possessed persons are always possessed by high-ranking demons. high-ranking fallen angels and high-ranking Hefkenams up to the endless higher dimensions. My practice is open or is often visited by people who are possessed with very high in rank demonic entities, although they were demon-free after a paratosa treatment. Now, the fact is that the majority of possessed people don't look possessed to the untrained eye. People generally think that if a person is possessed, such a person will be kept in an asylum, for instance, out of the sight of the general public. And although this is not the case, real possessed people walk among us and they don't know they are possessed. We don't know they are possessed until we are trained to identify what to look for.
Yes.
And it's so easy. And in the forthcoming programs, I'm going to, the persons who are going to miss out on it. Hey. But yeah, as a Zora Molege healer, I found that possession is a condition.
Yeah.
A condition that can be healed by a high dimension Zora Molege healer as an instrument in the hands of the Most High, Yahweh, praise His name, of course. Yeah.
So, Ernst, I don't think all our friends out there knows that what Zora Molege healing is. Will you please tell them what Zora Molege healing
With
is
pleasure,
all about?
Nikita, with
Okay,
pleasure.
thanks.
Zora Molege is a high dimension healing science with which we heal you as a consciousness giving life form. It does not heal the body of flesh, but heals the consciousness giving life form, giving consciousness to the body of flesh, if you know what I mean. After the real you, referring to your soul, is healed, your body will adapt soon after. Now, can you imagine how many people are out there that are seriously ill, but actually they're not ill?
Yes.
Because doctors are treating them for years and no medicine cures them. If only they will realize that all illnesses are attached to demons. Remember that you are not the body of flesh that reflects in your mirror. Listen carefully and understand, otherwise you're not going to know in the forthcoming programs what I'm talking about. Remember that you are not the mirror or the body of flesh that reflects in your mirror. You are the consciousness life form that gives consciousness to that body of flesh that reflects in your mirror when you look into it. If you, the real you as a consciousness giving life form, becomes ill, a Zora Molege healer as an instrument in the hands of the Most High, Yahweh, praise His name, can heal you. And take note, I'm not giving credit for this healing to myself. Take note, I'm only an instrument in the hands of the Most High. So don't think that guy out there is a superhuman or something. I'm just as human as you are. And if you read my books, you will see where I come from and what I went through to become what I know today and are today. Yes, so the only people we cannot heal are people whose bodies of flesh are being given consciousness to by a real demonic entity or a real satanic seed line consciousness giving body.
Yes. So, Ernst, what kind of illnesses can you, as an instrument of the Most High Yahweh, praise His name, address and heal?
Nikita, as usual, you ask all the very important questions. You must remember I'm 67 years old and I forget a lot of stuff. That's why I read a lot of stuff when I have to talk.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the friends out there will understand.
Yeah.
So, One of the illnesses is definitely possession, among a list of other illnesses. In this program and the next program, I will explain what possession is in true reality and how easy it is to heal possessions by means of a paratosa, which takes about 4 minutes to complete, and it's painless. You know, in the movies that I refer to, you can see how they strap the possessed person onto a bed and then throw that person with holy water or something, so that the demon inside becomes furious and it can kill the person who that demon is possessing at that moment. And with a paratosa, the only thing that I do is cast the circle. Me and Kobus are always doing that, and then I will just put my fingers on your body and recitate what I need to recitate. My voice is, how can I say, it's activated. It's authorized to say those Tavala words, which will be answered by healing. And that takes about 4 minutes, and then let's say a 10-minute to 15-minute healing time span during which I can watch the eyes. But I don't want to let out all the secrets now. Now, in the program thereafter, called Portals, I think it's going to be the one just after this one, the dangers of open portals connecting to dark dimensions, I am going to share ancient wisdom secrets on many so-called human illnesses that medical specialists and medicine cannot heal. Friends, please don't miss out on that one. I can promise you, a lot of you, each and every one of you, knows 1 or 2 persons that you can help by just giving them this information. Please don't miss out on it. And don't miss out on the rest of this program as well. Listen to this one. The earliest way of understanding possession, or the easiest way, is to understand the following. To be possessed means that you as a consciousness giving life form, as a soul, you share your body, you give consciousness to, with other consciousness giving life forms alien to the human body you give consciousness to. Do you think you will remember? Okay, you can just rewind the movie or whatever, but I'm going to be fair as usual. Listen once again so that it can go inside your brains. To be possessed means that you as a consciousness giving life form, usually called a soul, you share your human body you give consciousness to with other consciousness giving life forms alien to the human body you give consciousness to. To be possessed doesn't mean that all people who are possessed share their human bodies with very high-ranking dark side demonic entities, like they see in the movies like The Devil Inside. This is not always the case. Please go and watch that movie, but for heaven's sake, not in the afternoon or at night before sleeping time, especially if you have children there with you, or you are not shielded, or your television is not upon Zorpo, meaning it's a portal that is sealed. Please don't look it after darkness, because the truth is that the movie, the story, is a real, it happened. It's not a made-up story or something, and you can learn so much there. Even you are going to be surprised, because a lot of what you are going to see in that movie you are suffering from, so don't miss out on it. When people hear the word possession, they immediately think of demonic possession. Now these people forget the following. Oh, and you are going to like this one. Anybody can be possessed by the true light side consciousness giving life forms as well. I mean, an angelical being, a god, a goddess, a hefkanam, higher up to the Toratas and the Torata race. can possess, even the Most High can possess each and every one of us's body.
Yes.
Whenever it is fair to do so, or when the
Yes.
circumstances
What
is
is
fair.
circumstances?
Think of the prophets of the Bible, through which different light side deity kingdoms representatives addressed the nation of Israel. Even the Most High, Torah Yahweh Goria, spoke to the people of Israel through the bodies of his prophets. Now those prophets were in fact possessed. I mean, if you look at the definition, you know, stop thinking possession means possessed by the devil or
Yeah.
something. No. He can be possessed by an angelical being from the light side, or a prophet,
Yes.
or whatever. So these prophets were possessed by the true light side deity kingdom representatives as consciousness-giving life forms. Now in the Bible we read how the Most High God of all gods, Torah Yahweh Goria, and or other so-called gods as super creator light side Hefkanams, spoke to the people of Israel, warning them of forthcoming bad events due to their unwillingness to follow the cosmic laws of the Most High Torah Yahweh Goria, or to ignore the cosmic laws as if they don't exist. The people of Israel sometimes ignored the cosmic laws, or they foolishly transgressed the cosmic laws like most people on earth do today, especially under Western humanities. But unfortunately in today's life, a very few possessed persons are possessed by true light side deities or light side angelical beings as messengers. Since I've learned to identify possessed people, I seldom see a person who is not possessed by one or more, unfortunately, dark side consciousness giving life forms or souls. Please keep in mind that only very high ranking dark side satanic and demonic consciousness giving life forms in a human body will act the way you see in horror movies about real possession and or exorcisms. The fact is that you yourself out there, or some of your family members or friends, can be possessed with other consciousness being life forms alien to the human bodies, and you will not know it unless you know what to look for, which I'm going to teach you. I have treated people over the years who was possessed with multiple demons and earthbounders. If I didn't know what to look for, I wouldn't have guessed that these people were possessed by darksiders. If a person is possessed with ordinary demonic life forms, those uninvited demonic life forms can exit the body by will. It is the mightier demonic life forms that will not exit a possessed body by own will. Definitely not. They stay to live and act through that possessed human bodies until someone can heal them as a possessed person.
Ernst, does a possessed person always know that he or she is possessed?
No, Nikita. The family and friends of the possessed person will notice a difference in his or her attitude and general personal behavior, but the person self will not notice anything wrong or out of the normal. You know, people have a tendency to believe that if they believe in something in the unseen, like demons or ghosts, they open themselves to the unseen. You know, Nikita, people refer to what we are discussing now as the occult, and according to them, the word occult means forbidden knowledge, which is wrong. The word occult, according to ancient wisdom secrets, means secret wisdom.
Yes.
Only the people of the right, or the consciousness giving life forms from the light side kingdoms, are entitled to this secrets. This is why They don't want us to know the secrets,
Yes.
because we can benefit spiritually. Can you imagine how many people who share this knowledge we are presenting right now benefit from it spiritually and psychically? A lot of them. The ancient wisdom secrets declare a consciousness giving life form which can give consciousness to a human body is already open to the unseen, because they are linked with their creator Hefkenams in order to be able to communicate two-way with their invisible creator Hefkenams, their guardians and spirit guides. Therefore, the non-believers in ghosts and demons are by far the best human bodies to possess, because they don't believe in ghosts and demons. They will never go for an exorcism of any kind. Demons can see this wicked, non-believing attitudes, and these people will be possessed very soon, if they are not already possessed.
Aris, I think millions of our friends out there would like to know what it really means to be in a two-way communication and how to practice it.
Nikita, thanks for reminding me about that. I have compiled what Ancient Wisdom Secrets reveals on it. It will be addressed in the forthcoming program in this series. One-way communication with the real deities does not make sense. Learn to communicate two-way with real deities. Ask a permissible question and receive a permissible answer there and then.
Yes.
Who would like to do this and who will not like to do it? I mean, who's really, are you serious when you sit there and giving orders on a daily basis or asking questions or whatever, and now you must wait and see what's going to happen? If you have to see what's going to happen, you never had to ask the
Yes.
question. But like we do, and I will explain it, is how to get yourself to be able to be psychically and spiritually developed enough to be in two-way communication with your creator, Hefkenam, or the Most High. All depends on who created you. Even the Satanists, those whose bodies are given consciousnness by satanic seed lines, can communicate two ways to Satan or their their guides or whatever.
Yeah. That's great, Aaron. So to all our Baramis Tower of Light friends out there, don't miss out on that program.
Nikita, yes, you're welcome. I wish you would ask more questions like this, because a lot of people out there need the answers, and I think because you're much younger than me, your brain is functioning much better than mine still, so I'm so glad if you ask questions on their behalf. Right, I studied dozens of people whose character and personality changed after they had a medical procedure. Now Nikita, now you must listen, and friends out there, this is very interesting, but it's reality. In one of the examples, a man who underwent heart surgery was a vegetarian before the operation, but after the operation, the same person reacted strangely by insisting to have meat to eat, not even hugging his wife anymore, etc., etc. This unwanted earthbound human soul was an unknown soul in the body of her husband. Luckily, she was also very spiritual and psychic, and she knew what I knew, and she divorced him soon after. In other examples, people coming out of a medical operation theater where they had anesthesia, their personalities changed after the medical procedure, normally for the worse. In cases like this, it is not a possession that took place, but a complete takeover, a swapping, as we refer to it. Now, in this case, the human soul, who originally gave consciousness to the body, departed while the body was under anesthesia, and the body of flesh was taken over by an earthbound human soul. Now, this happens on a daily basis all over the world. The families of such taken over parents usually don't believe in possession.
Aaron, does it mean that if you are possessed, you are going to stay possessed? I'm not referring to total takeovers, but possessions. And also, except for those people not believing in possession, it can almost definitely be because they don't shield themselves correctly.
My answer, Nikita, is no. There are long-term possessions and there are short-term possessions. On YouTube are endless, continuously loaded video clips where you can first-hand see how earthbound human souls or demons exit one person's body and enters a next person's body. Now, please, all of you people out there, I think those of you who listen and look to this program, you believe in what we believe. But there's a lot of people out there, I mean, we cannot expect them to believe in something we can see or hear or what if they don't have the components in their, what do you call it, constituency, whatever, what they are made up. If you don't, for instance, I cannot understand certain sciences, but on other sciences I can understand brilliant. So the more transparent the spirit body you see on a video, the surer you can be that that spirit is an earthbound human soul. The darker and less transparent the spirit body you see is, the higher the rank of the dark side demonic life form you see. Look at the following video clips that I saw on internet, and I'm thanking internet for allowing me to use those video clips. I mean, it's not my knowledge, it's not my handwork, it's somebody out there, and I just want to say thank you, because this is for educational reasons and it's for the good, but thank you for allowing us to do it. Now, a dark semi-transparent black or dark human-like figure caught on camera are internationally referred to as a shadow person. Now, if the so-called shadow person is not semi-transparent, you can be sure that what you see is a demon of some kind, not a shadow person. There are grey to dark earthbound human souls as well, but they differ from real demons as far as looks are concerned. With hundreds of video clips on the internet and YouTube on possession for anyone to see, there is no excuse not to believe in possession. I mean, if your child is possessed and you just say, you know, this is a bundle of rubbish, I don't believe it, so because I don't believe it, you are not possessed, end of story. I don't think that belongs to a good person in a first world environment, spiritually, who prays to a God, a real God. Possession is part of everyday life. We should study human body possessions and learn to shield ourselves against possession. Always remember that possessions are like the so-called paranormal activities. Here's another little ancient wisdom secret. According to ancient wisdom secrets, nothing is paranormal about paranormal activity, because it happens non-stop every day all over the world, in all dimensions, on all planets. People are by far too mind controlled to even believe in it. I'm talking about the greater percentage of the mass of people out there. Now, people are supposed to be psychic developed to see these life forms, as it was and still is part of everyday life on earth since the beginning of time. Now, the people who don't believe in possessions are usually the persons who are possessed. As I have mentioned earlier, a person who does not believe in possessions are by far the best choice for any demon to possess. Even if a specialist in demonology tells them that they are possessed, they will laugh at him and walk away. Where do you think any demon will find a safer place to abide in? Nikita?
So, Ernst, are you going to share any more ancient wisdom secrets to our friends out there, as you mentioned, like short-term possession?
For sure, I'm going to share this ancient wisdom secret with our friends out there. Let's start with short-term possessions. You saw on the 2 video clips how easy it is for an earthbound human soul and a demon to possess an open, unshielded human body. An earthbound human soul, or of a war, for instance. Let's say a lady was, or not a lady, let's say a woman was a war on earth and she died. Now that soul of that war can take over your body, if you're a woman or a man. Through your eyes and senses, she can, as an earthbound soul, be or will be attracted by what she sees through your eyes. In other words, if I'm the earthbound whore, for instance, and I enter your body, Nikita, you are going to develop what I was used to. I'm going to use your body, look through your eyes. And whoever I find interesting or sexually appealing, I will attract that person and sleep with him through your body. That is how easy it is for them to do. So, if I can just say that one thing leads to the next, and before the possessed woman knows what's going on, the possessed woman is pregnant, after which the earthbound human soul as a whole leaves the body of the pregnant woman. As soon as the now not possessed woman sees the man who made her pregnant, she becomes worried, because now without the earthbound war inside her body, she sees the man who made her pregnant for what he really is. I'm sure you heard women complaining, I don't know what I saw in this man, because he's nothing more than a piece of junk. No, yeah, regret always comes too late, Nikita. Have you heard women complaining like that?
Oh yes, Ernst, I hear those words quite often, and still people don't want to believe in possession.
For sure, possession. People think that all human bodies are being given consciousness to by human souls. People out there, listen. There's big wisdom in what's now coming. This is one of the biggest lies ever presented. A human body can be given consciousness to by, among millions of others, the following consciousness-giving life forms. A visa, that is an ordinary human soul. They vibrate average at 50 hertz. A vision is a second one, is an angelical consciousness-giving life form and can be from any rank, any dimension. Visions vibrate average at 160 hertz. That's a little bit much higher than the previous one.
Yeah.
Now we come to gods and goddesses. They differ from rank to rank, but average, let's give them a secret, from any planet and any dimension, gods and goddesses can be identified among some professionals, normally giving consciousness to certain human bodies. Think about divas as operatic singers or male singers, musicians. They're everywhere. Then you get, sorry for this, Megatons, Zalomas and Zekoras are only 3 of endless consciousness-giving life forms giving consciousness to Hefkenam bodies, representing any dimension above dimension 101 upwards to dimension 200. And dimension means heaven. So if you don't understand what it means, if I speak about dimensions, it's heavens. Right, the higher the dimension, the higher the title and rank of the Hefkenam. Also among the high-ranking world leaders, you must just know what to look for in those people to identify them. Then we come to visos. They are consciousness giving life forms, giving consciousness to sub-races such as primitive races and other sub-races that will never fit into first world communities. They originate from dimension 0, -18 to -22, dark side. Then you get Hugo Gedros. They originate from dimension 0, -10.2 and a little bit higher or lower. Then we come to the Morekes, the Zalmos and Rivala are 3 out of endless kinds of consciousness giving life forms who gives consciousness to, guess what? Vampire human bodies on earth. A Pekata. Ooh, I can hear those people listening to us.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, what?
They'll have to keep watching.
What does
for that
those people
episode to
smoke
come.
before they say that there's
Wisdom.
vampires
We
or
smoke.
something like that? But they are in for a big, very pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
A Pekata. Remember what I tell you here is what I worked with. So I know what I'm talking about. A Pekata gives consciousness to werewolves. Human bodies, and there are a lot of different ones. Then we come to the Epozoria, giving consciousness to a specific tribe of reptilians, and they live among us.
Yeah.
You and me and all you people out there can learn, and you are going to learn
Yes.
during this series of programs how with one look to identify them and give about 10 or more characteristics about them. Where they come from, what their purpose is here, who were their forefathers coming from other planets, etc. Then we come to that Epozoria is not the only, let's call it, tribe or whatever, reptilians. There are a lot more. And then we come to the Koa, Koue, Koa, giving consciousness to a draconian human body. Oh, it's so easy to see them. And believe me, they're not very different. But
Yeah.
when you touch them, you feel the difference.
Ernst, are there real vampires and werewolves on Earth?
Nikita,
Whoa.
according to the look in your eyes, you know the answer. But for those friends out there, oh yes, Nikita, another ancient wisdom secret that I would like to share with our friends out there is that there are 6 major areas in different countries here on Earth who after hundreds of centuries still accommodate real royal vampire families, seed lines, as well as werewolves. Do you believe me? Just go to a search engine like Google,
Yes.
Google Chrome. Oh, I love Google. And just you can put any word in vampires, real werewolves. Okay, they are covering up a lot of it, but
Yeah.
unfortunately for them, statistics
Yes.
are there, and we can go
Yes.
to those 6 places on Earth. And each vampire family, which is human families, like, I don't want to link what I'm going to say now to a specific surname or
Yeah.
whatever, but as you know what to look for, the big R, you know, very nicely, whatever, in the royal,
Yes.
you will find them, definitely. Remember what I said before, that there are light side reptilians, grey side reptilians, and dark side reptilians here on Earth. Therefore, we will, there will be light side vampires, light side werewolves, and light side grey side vampires and werewolves, as well as dark side vampires and werewolves, etc.
Ernst, what else is among us people out there prefer that they don't believe in?
Well, Nikita, the list is endless. Let me trigger our friends out there, spiritual taste buds,
Ugh.
by sharing another ancient wisdom secret with them. Some religious people are mind controlled
Yeah.
to only believe what is presented to them to believe in. I think this is general knowledge all over the globe for those who are not mind controlled. For example, those who specifically don't believe in demons will be mind controlled not to think there or where they will find true answers about demons. They will not even bother to go and look.
Yeah.
Nikita, have you ever wondered what our own third world dimension, Tums, his name, own dimensions look like and where to find them?
Well, now, Aaron's, now that you mention it, do we have real demons in our own dimension that we can see with our naked eyes? It's actually logic that if there are demons in human bodies on Earth from other dimensions and planets, there must be third dimensional demons that are visible to the human eyes, because our eyes are programmed to see three-dimensional. When are we going to discuss it in a program like this?
Nikita, if our friends out there want us to compile a program on demonology, specifically, I will compile a program on demonology with all the love in my heart.
Thank you.
They must just ask for it and it will be there.
So, how is it possible that Western people never thought of third-dimensional visible demons?
Remember, Nikita, the gods of the true light side kingdoms are permanently at war with the dark side kingdoms. You know, Satan and all those against the Most High, not only in the heavens, meaning in other dimensions, but also on earth. I mean, it's logic. I have an anti-mantra which breaks spiritual satanic mind control. The words of the mantra read as follows: Motsa elonsat fast palo toratare Yahweh Goria. Archto zolame Satan igota pelat. Now in English it reads, in the name and the power of the Most High Toratore Yahweh Goria, I break the spell of Satan over me. Amen. I don't think anybody will pass this mantra. Nobody wants to be mind controlled by Satan. So if you think you are mind controlled, just recitate this mantra loud so that your ears can hear it and it goes into your mind.
Aaron's, this is what a privilege to have this high Zoromolege healing technique to help so many others to break the mind controlling spells that they are unknowingly bind to. Would you please be so kind to repeat those helpful healing words, Aaron's?
Nikita, it will only be one big pleasure. It reads as follows: Rmotsa elonsat fast palo toratare Yahweh Goria. Archto zolame Satan igota pelat. If you say it in the way I just said it, I can promise you whatever. You know, I also walk around and visit malls and everything. So I also get possessed by earthbound spirits, or I don't think demons, because I think I shine a little bit too much for demons. You know, light can push away dark side, but dark side cannot fight dark side. So, yes.
So, Ernst, in which language is this mantra written? Will you please explain a little more on this?
Yes, Nikita, with pleasure. The words are written in Tavala, which is the interdimensional language of the deity kingdoms as from dimension 9 upwards, or heaven 9 upwards. We should always remember that each of the endless dimensions consists of 49 to the power of 49 sub and sub dimensions. If you take 49 and you say 49 times 1, and that answer times, you know, you go on until you get to 49. Yes, you will have a
infinity.
Yeah, infinity, but in any case, this is how it works. This is why Jesus or Joshua Redorper referred to the people and said to them, remember, in the house of my Father are many rooms, you know, meaning there's a lot of
Yes.
houses or whatever dimensions for you to be there.
Yes.
For my friends out there who doesn't understand what a dimension is, I've got the following answer. Dimension means space, like this, all around us. This is space. In church, the church referred or preferred to use the word heaven instead of dimension. In other words said, they preferred a place instead of space. Now, in the letters written by St. Paul in the Christian Bible, he speaks of a man who entered the 14th heaven. He could just have said the 14th dimension.
Yes.
Now, different dimensions vibrate differently from each other. Our third dimension, its name is Tum, vibrates at 108.108 Hertz. That is why the average person who is not psychic and spiritual developed cannot see anything in any higher or lower vibrating dimensions. I hope they have listened to what I said, because I silently gave another ancient wisdom secret. The next higher dimension is the fourth dimension and serves as a crossing over dimension. Ooh. The fourth dimension vibrates at 109.109 Hertz. It is in this fourth dimension we see ghosts like earthbound spirits and demons.
Oh.
Listen to the following, people. I wrote it on the homepage of our Brahma's Tower of Light webpage. The awakening soul, as visa or vision, and other consciousness-giving life forms as well, cannot grow and develop spiritually if the first set of senses of the soul, as visa or vision, as well as other consciousness-giving life forms, is not functioning correctly. You must be psychically developed to experience or to see or to hear, etc., in any part of the true deity kingdoms as the invisible reality.
Ernst, will you study deeper into this, can see other different vibrating dimensions? Although I know that a very small percentage of people are true psychics, how can they learn to develop their first set of senses?
Another very good question, Nikita. Congratulations. Nikita, they must first get rid of their own mind control state of mind by starting to recognize what is truly reality and what is myths and dogmas and what sounds logic and what sounds mindless or unlogic. Secondly, they need to study spiritual meditation. The way I wrote it in course 1, spiritual meditation is the name of the course.
Yes.
If anybody wants to buy it or whatever, just contact. We will advise you. But the first one, I promise them, will be for free. Yes. So actually you can just write to me and ask for this spiritual meditation in English and I'll send it to you. Right. There's 75 books and 32 courses I've written so far as a guideline to students who want to develop their psychic abilities. Is the road I have traveled to know what I know today, and I am far from ending my research. I think the day that that my body drops dead, I will depart my body and say, oh, I'm so looking forward to my next adventure in this endless time of life. It's so awesome. Nikita and Iliska, we are busy with the translation, or Nikita and Iliska are busy with the translation of the books and courses from Afrikaans into English. But it takes time, and some of my books are written to be revealed in future only. Not all at the same time.
Do you think a lot of Western human bodies contains dark side consciousness giving life forms, Ernst?
Nikita, once again, thanks for asking that question. Most Western people think all human bodies contains light side souls, which is definitely not the case. And the true reality is that among Western people, there are more dark side representatives than there are light side representatives. Lucky for our friends out there, I'm going to share lots of ancient wisdom secrets about how to recognize a dark side representative in a human body. It's so easy. This kind of knowledge should have been among all people on earth since the beginning of time, which was, but yeah, you know the history, who took it away from us, who in the name of Satan took this knowledge away and declare a secret wisdom for the enlightened persons to forbidden secrets. Oh, my dear, my dear. Nikita, if a demon or earthbound soul enters a body, or a human body, just to use it for a little while, we refer to it as short-term possessions. In the example of the Old Testament prophets that I refer to, the messenger of the Most High, Torah Yahweh Gloria, entered the prophet's body to bring a message which didn't take more than a few minutes. If you read what he said, and maybe they just showed a few of it, you can most probably find out how long was this prophet possessed, and etc. But after the messenger gave the message, he leaves the body by will. He decides when he will go in, and he decides when he will go out or exit. He does not possess the human body for long. In reality, all the above mentioned consciousness giving life forms other than the ordinary human souls as visas are fighting a war, the dark side against the light side. People just don't notice it. I mean, the Bible and other holy scriptures contain first-hand announcements what all power on earth, or that all power on earth was given to Satana, to give this power on earth to who he as Satana wants to give it to. In those bodies you will find the true satanic seed lines and dark side representatives. They were born inside specific chosen human bodies. Can you believe it?
Hey, Aaron's, please explain to our friends out there what is the purpose of Barama's Tower of Light.
Ah, Nikita, with pleasure. A tower of light, or a light tower, warns oncoming ships of coastline hazards that can destroy their ships. Meaning, it is hazards under the water that the captain of the ship and his crew cannot see. Like the Titanic, when they saw the iceberg, they were already on it. So, in spirituality, or the world of what we are living in, we prefer to have a tower of light warning. You know, light warns ships. Spiritual light, like this ancient wisdom secrets, warn people out there. Open your eyes. Maybe you are under the total wrong impression. Maybe you can be a mind-controlled, possessed person doing what the authorities claim from you to do, of you, whatever. Yes, with all the mind control and spreading of false spiritual and religious untrue information over the world, Barama's Tower of Light shares with whomever chooses and are serious about true religion, truth and ancient wisdom secrets, and offers the road to perfect enlightenment for those who are willing to take the road.
Thank you, Aaron, on behalf of all of our friends out there.
I share what is worth to share with all the love in my heart. So let's proceed. Long-term possessions. I'm sure you would like to know something about that. Very high in rank and powerful demonic and satanic entities will possess the human body only to act through that possessed body somewhere in future. Now this becomes very scary. Wakey, wakey. Now you must listen very carefully, because you may have in your family a person with a demon like the following inside him or her. A Zarya demon in the movie Paranormal Activity 1. is an excellent example of this high-ranking kind of demon, like the Zarya
Yes.
demon. Now, this category of demons is not called murderer demons for nothing. They possess human bodies and or human-like bodies to murder and or to very seriously attack and assault other people through those possessed bodies. Think of how gangsters operate in everyday life. No unpossessed human body will operate like gangsters operate. How can you kill or seriously injure other human beings and your actions doesn't even bother you? These people, or in other cases, animal-like beasts, are not land or light side consciousness giving light forms. They are true darksiders who doesn't want to know anything of the truth light side deity kingdoms. They want to destroy what they cannot create or
Yes.
adapt to.
Ernst, what is usually the first noticeable change when a person is possessed?
Nikita, different demons transforms the persons they possess into different negative and or dark side persons. Each demon will transform his possessed victim into a personality that matches himself as a demon. Let me give you a few examples. If, you must listen out there, you've got so many people that are possessed with this kind of demons. If a Haga Hef demon shares your body with you, you will start stealing from other people. Not that you need something, you steal because steal is steal. That is what. You will end up be called a kleptomania. I think I've got that name correct.
Yes.
In all examples that I'm going to use, the name of the demon refers to his specific kind, which vibrate from low ranking to most highly ranked among his or her own kind. When a Barbaria demon shares your body with you, you will start to sexually molest little children. When a Salera demon shares your body with you, you will start to develop depression and most probably end up with suicidal tendencies. Remember that there are Salera demons in all ranks, from highest to lowest in rank. They do not all have the same power. Nikita, when a Roulette demon shares your body with you, you will develop what is known under Western people as a multiple personality disorder. Oh, sounds that very familiar?
It does, it does.
Definitely.
Yeah.
In most houses that I come, I
know of all
mean,
these
oh,
demons.
for
I've
sure.
had them.
Yeah, some demons share your human body, while others, like the Roulette demon, grows into your human body. And this is very serious. All depending on the rank and the power of the Roulette demon, it can take between months to years to grow completely into a victim's body.
Ernst, does it mean that a Roulette demon takes time to grow into the human body? Does it mean that it takes time also to exit the human body?
Yes, Nikita. Definitely 100% sure. The risk of being grown in by a Roulette demon of this kind is that while the Roulette demon grows into your human body, you are growing out of your human body. Yeah, we
It's
laugh,
good.
but it's very serious. To
Yeah,
end
no,
up
I
in
know.
a specific dimension called the void, which is like the scrapyard, you know, the waste places where you put your toxic waste and
Yeah,
all that.
the
No.
dustbin.
But it's serious. So the sooner a patient comes to me saying that I think I've got different personalities, my husband says so, or whatever,
Yes.
I will quickly perform a paratosa to get rid of that specific thing, and it will be the end of it. So what? In most of the above mentioned illnesses, the psychiatrics in the Vatican will refer to these illnesses as multiple demonic possession, or MDP for short. See the movie The Devil Inside for details.
Aaron, what is an earthbound soul and how do they affect people when people are possessed by one or more earthbound human souls?
Earthbound human souls. There's more than one reason why a human soul stays earthbound after the body of flesh to which he or she had given consciousness to died. Earthbound human souls are not glorified at all as we, as spiritual psychics, can see it. In the next ancient wisdom secret that I'm going to share with you can be extremely shocking to some religious sensitive people. And people, please, if you are a religious sensitive person, please turn off the sound for the rest of this lecture. Please, I'm serious about it. I'm also very sensitive and I know what I went through when I listened to this kind of information for the first time. So if you are very sensitive to spiritual or religious things, turn off. I'm going to count from 1 to 10, or let's make it from 10 to 1, after which the secrets will be revealed. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now for the rest of our friends who is not too sensitive when it comes to religion, listen to the following. There are more than 6,000 different kinds of Christian churches all over the world. The congregations of the different churches want to believe what they want to believe in, not what they are being told to believe in, not in all the cases. They want to believe what they believe in is true. In fact, most of them are mind controlled to believe what is expected from them to believe in. To the greatest percentage of Christians in Western countries, they as individuals are the body of flesh that they see in the mirror. To them, there is nothing more. They are the body of flesh who will die one day when their Messiah comes to fetch them, will rise from their graves to join their Messiah. To these Christians, death is usually the end of their lives on earth. They believe that if they die, they are dead, never to live again, until maybe when their creators come to fetch them, whatever. During their lives on earth, they believe in what the mass Christians believe in. They mind create their own afterlife, which is usually very far from real reality. This is why a lot of them find themselves earthbound after death. I mean, really? If you believe you create your own, oh, one day when I'm going to die, the whole family is going to wait there for me, what. Or one day when I die, I'm going to rest in the grave, not worries of this earth anymore. You know, stuff like that. No. I prefer to believe in reality, not in things that cannot be shown to me.
Steak there up in the heavens.
Yes. Now another person or another reason a human soul can be earthbound after death is as follows. On earth this is very seriously. On earth they want to be at the steering wheel of their own lives. They don't need a God. Therefore they do not qualify to enter the Vuatse, which is the forecourt of the higher or the real higher kingdoms. The Vuatse is not the heaven they are looking for. The Vuatse is a series of planets in dimension 6 where light-side human souls are gathered directly after death. Only if they are true light-side representatives who are qualified to go to the Vuatse. I mean, if you are at the steering wheel of your own life on earth, Nikita, you don't know your God in everything you do. Now you're wandering off and you start creating where are you going to? To a fool's paradise, that is where. You know, it is very seriously, this is very, very, very seriously. From there they come back for a next life until they are individually reached perfect enlightenment here on earth, which means they will be reincarnated here on this planet, life after life after life. There's 8 lives that you can get, after which you are being degraded to 0 minus whatever, where you belong. Because a lot of people on earth ignore or transgress the cosmic laws of the Most High, they do not qualify to enter the Boatse. I mean, how are you going to adapt to the real gods of the light side planet's way of living if you are here at the steering wheel? I mean, it's stupid. Are you also going in there? Hi, I'm so pleased to meet you. Listen, do this, do this, go with this. You know, we can really only laugh by thinking of this. It is ridiculous if you are not mind controlled. Now, yeah, most Christians love money or family. This is also very important. Most Christians love money or family or a specific person more than they love their Creator, Hefkenam. Now, what does the Bible teach us them? Where your heart is during your life on earth is where you will be after your physical body death. In other words, why do you want to go to God or your Creator if you love money? You are going to sit there and wonder, what are they doing with my money on earth? No. The Most High and the true light side reality is too fair to allow that. Definitely. Now, yeah, when these non-qualifying human souls depart from their bodies of flesh after their bodies of flesh died, they find themselves earthbound. There are other reasons also which I discussed in my books as part of the Brahma scriptures.
Ernest, what can happen when an earthbound human soul enters your body?
Nikita, it all depends. If the earthbound human soul is the dark sider or a dark side representative, the person whose body of flesh he possesses will start living like a dark sider. If the earthbounder died premature to suicide, murder or something similar, the person who he or she possesses will start to act the same way the earthbounder did when he or she was still alive in his or her own human body. Now, if the earthbounder human bodies die due to a specific illness like heart disease, arthritis, lung disease, etc., the possessed person will start to develop and experience the same disease in their own human bodies. That's why I said before, all illnesses are connected with demonic dark side entities. So get rid of them and you're okay. If you haven't listened to the previous program, please do so. In the next program, I'm going to share some more ancient wisdom secrets on, listen to this one, how to recognize if you and or any other person is possessed or not. Can you imagine what's it going to be after they've listened to the next program and they go to a mirror and, oh, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
50% identified. Oh gosh, what am I going to do? Okay, don't miss out on it, and please remember to press this like, share and subscribe buttons, as well as the little bell notification to be in line for more incredible ancient wisdom secrets like this one. Until then, friends, love and light to all of you. Now we are going to taste some of Cabose's refreshments in the garden. Thanks for staying with us so long. Until next time.